apologize. You know, we still working these kinks out. You know, we out here, we community folks trying to make it look good. I ain't feeling this shot of the camera. You know how we do. So, you know, all show, you can just count on me doing some movement and stuff. Yeah, I'm just going to put it out there so you can get over yourself and I'll get over myself. How about that? How about that? Palms up, guys. How's it going? Now, that's an entrance. How's it going? We over here in our PG County newly launched grand opening office, and we are here at 4710 Off Place in Kent Springs, Maryland. We're on the 3rd floor. Welcome back for another week of the Palms Up Show. And we are trying to work the kinks out in our new studio. I think that there's an issue with what's wrong. The flower or the pillow?
Flower.
The flower?
Yes.
Okay, great. We should have got all our shots figured out before we went live. So I apologize out there, Facebook, but you know how we do. We figuring this out. We excited. We in our space. And next week I will not be sitting in this shot with this kitchen showing and stuff like that. How's it going? How's it going? It's your girl. Ooh, y'all don't know the stress of having to be in front of this camera. So work it out with a sister and be patient. Guys, we are so excited to be back before you for another week. It's getting colder out there, and you guys know what the word on the street is. We got some community members that are in need of services, and that's why we're so excited to have launched the grand opening of our PG County offices. And I'm sorry, let me correct myself, because you know, I need to get it right. This is gorgeous, Prince George's. Well, I get all this PG County, all that wonderful work that you beautiful folk and beautiful souls out there did to earn the right for this to be Prince George's. So I stand corrected. How's it going? How's it going? Palms up out there, guys. We have so much going on with this coalition and my mother's keeper. Hey, did somebody tell me that today was Giving Tuesday? Well, guys, I want you guys to know out there that we are so excited to be in our new offices, and you're going to hear about that the rest of the month. I'm pretty sure of that. We got some celebrations coming down the pike. We've already done our grand opening celebration, and what I understand is that December the 16th, we got some comedians that we're going to be hosting, and they're going to come by the platform next week and talk to you a little bit about our toy drive. It's a Comedy with a Purpose toy drive. Isn't that just the cutest name, Comedy with a Purpose? I don't know who told me I was supposed to be sitting right here, because I'm going to drive myself crazy knowing that this is here. Hey, Facebook, palms up. It's your girl. We'll work it out. But the truth of the matter is that I wanted to talk to you guys this week, along with my dear Pastor Coles to my right, and Kenneth Clark, our right hand as well, with Uncut Live Productions. We wanted to talk to you about the work that we're doing. We've been doing a lot of moving around. You guys know we want to apologize to you. We don't take you for granted. We appreciate your loyalty and all of your support. We had to take this show on the road. We're building a trauma center. Yes, and one of the beautiful things about our new space is we get the opportunity to kind of flex and try to show our little our badges of honor and show you all of the work that we're doing, because if we didn't hang our banners, you'd be mistaken to believe that we are one-dimensional, and the need out there is just too great for us to be one-dimensional. I mean, really, how are we supposed to feel good about bringing 1 and 2 programs to the community when there's a plethora of programs that are needed? Yeah, I said a plethora, and I don't know what that represents, but you look it up and Google it. That represents a lot. Oh, palms up, guys. We are excited to talk to you on this Giving Tuesday to help you understand the meaning behind our platform. And we intentionally are unorthodox. We intentionally don't fit into the mold. My God, we're talking about matters of mental health and unresolved trauma. And let's face it, as a community, whichever way you want to swing that paradigm, whether you want to look at it from a community of people of color and how we've handled our mental health, we haven't done great with it. If you want to swing that paradigm and look at the community in the church community, they haven't done great with that mental health thing. We are watching our government firsthand in a pandemic fumble the ball for so many families. So guys, when we're talking about these very serious matters, it's important that you not expect that your relief is going to be sitting in that box or that cycle that they've had you in. We're trying to break those cycles. There's some unhealthy situations out there. Our babies are being subjected to some unhealthy situations. We've got too many of our beautiful, beautiful soldiers walking the street with nowhere to go. It's time that we do something different. So please stop expecting us to put mental health in a box. Mental health transcends anything you understood it to be yesterday. Everybody's journey is different. And so we are taking the time to break this thing down on a level so that you see so many different faces come before you that you will not be foolish enough to believe that you can identify where the mental health in the room is. I mean, really, we have gotten beside ourselves. These guns have gone on for far too long. And that's because too many of us are disconnected in the community. If we want something different, we've got to do something different. And this coalition, as unorthodox as we are the true representation of who you are out there dealing with your issues. We everyday folk got issues of our own. We're guilty of having big hearts and caring too much. And so people think we're crazy. Oh, they must be spending their own money doing all that. Well, does that make us crazy or does that make us committed? I mean, I'm just saying, you choose the word. You choose the word. Hey guys, tonight I just wanted to do something different because we've been away from you for a while, and of course we'll always talk about the word on the street. There is so much word on that street. The truth of the matter is, we've been doing this platform for almost a year now. I remember we did our Christmas show, all-day Christmas show in December last year, right? Yes, and I think we came on the air just before then. I have to go back and do some homework. But the truth of the matter is that we've been on this air long enough, palms up, that things need to be changing around us. We're sick of seeing people hungry. They tell me that PG County got one men's shelter. Really? Mm-hmm. We got some work to do. Because that's just absolutely not acceptable. And I saw, Kim, where you had, refresh my memory, who that you had on your platform the other evening, the gentleman running for state's attorney?
Mr. Stanford Frazier.
Yeah, he's an intelligent brother. I like that. Hey guys, I want you to know something. We're not into this politics, but we are into the understanding of the connection of politics and how it's getting in the way of helping out everyday families and community members. And so if it takes for us to call out the politicians in the room, then that's what we're going to do. But we also want to be able to extend an olive branch and let you guys know that we want to work with you. We want to work with you because we can all agree to disagree. But what cannot continue to happen is we cannot continue to have our community members cold, hungry. We cannot continue to have you walking by them as if you don't know that this is an ongoing issue. And we brought this message across the border to the 9th Ward because we wanted you guys to know that this is real. This is real. This pandemic has been going on far too long. And if we want something different, we have to do something different. The definition of insanity is to do the same thing expecting different results. I'm going to invite my colleagues to the conversation, but I just wanted to open up with you this evening to let you know that everything we do is intentional. Everything we do is meant to be or look that way. We're not about vanity over here. And the only kind of popularity we want is the kind of popularity that is going to be associated with us helping to take care of the community. This is not about us. This is about the community. There are far too many of you that are still reaching out that need help. And we're going to keep on banging this drum. If you're someone out there that knows someone that needs help, whether they're young, old. See, you know, when we came out, they tried to put us in a box. Well, who are you going to take care of? Who's your population? Who's your audience? The entire community. We have children being raised by unhealthy adults who don't have access to the types of resources, the comprehensive resources. Well, Ms. Rhonda, what are you talking about when you say comprehensive resources? I'm talking about the kinds of resources that wrap around you, that do not leave you hanging in the community, that understand that mental health doesn't cut off at 5 p.m. because the government is closed. Understanding that the lack of transparency in these programs that would have you renting for a year and a half, 2 years, and in many cases 3 years with the intent to dump you back to market rent and not give you a proper pathway to figure that out, what were you supposed to do with all these wonderful skills that you had? I mean, let's be real. We've got to start talking it up out there so we can get the types of resources in our community that are going to wrap around you, that are going to stay with you, that are going to make sure that you reach that finish line or that goal. The Healthy DCME Leadership Coalition is operating and doing business as the Healthy DMV and Me Leadership Coalition because we've crossed the line out of DC. And it's time that you guys know that although we're all one family, we understand that your needs and your concerns are going to be customizable to what it is that you guys are facing over here in Prince George's County. So we just wanted to take the time to settle down. You know, my right hand here, Sister Ann, I love her dearly. I love Ken as well. We all cut from the same cloth. We just care about people. So we just wanted to kind of level the playing field because we're in an election season. There are a lot of personalities that are coming in and around our platforms. We're all doing a lot of things. And we're going to talk about it tonight. We're going to talk about it. Because we want you to know where you see one platform, you can just understand that we all are there. There are many different ways to get the messaging out, and we all work with an abundance of professional, kind-minded individuals that are wanting to come to the table and figure this out. Let me tell you why that is. Why there's so many of us out here that want to figure this out. Because it's dangerous when all the money in the town, all the programs in the town, and all the guidelines in the town are being run by the government with no transparency and nobody to answer to. I know you don't want to hear this. I know it gets a little touchy for you. I know you got to go to work tomorrow. Reality is reality. Where you live and where you work is two different things, and you need to learn about loyalty to community and home first. Because the government is not designed to make you the priority. I was listening at something today. They're going to tell you that it is, but they're not. I was listening at something today, and what would be the practicality of it? I'm just going to speak up. I'm tired of being quiet about this. We've been on this journey, guys, about the vaccination and the reality of the history surrounding our inability to trust whether or not we should get this shot or not. I know this is going to cut right down the middle, but we got to talk about these things in our community that we see happening. The concerns that we had, and then we get quiet because somebody else designed our responses for us. Somebody else told us how we're supposed to care about things. We watched George Floyd get killed in front of us, and then we go right back and get in line as if. That needs to stop. And if that's the role you want to play in your living, that's fine. We won't judge you. But please don't judge us when we don't go along with that. Because we think it's absolutely ludicrous for so many families to still be in need when so many leaders of color are in position to be able to make different things happen. And I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming it all on you, but you will take some blame and you will be accountable. Because I want to talk about the elephant in the room with this homeless situation in these hotel rooms. I'm sick of the nonsense. Sick of it. It's cold outside. Who in their right mind said it was okay to shut down a warm bed over a body being in the street because we're going to hold the city accountable for building new housing? Who said that you couldn't have them both or have it all? Why does the citizens have to sacrifice or be the sacrificial pawns because we all want to be right? See, we pick up those megaphones and we always got a message, but when we're done, we go home to warm beds and warm houses. The people that we're fighting for do not have those luxuries. So sometimes we need to humble ourselves. Matter of fact, a lot of times we need to humble ourselves. We need to cut this nonsense out. I don't care who you helped yesterday if there's still a plethora of people. There's that word again, plethora of people that still need help today. Now let's talk about this situation. We've talked to several organizations. We got it on good authority that Miss Zellinger, who's been taking a beating from the folks on the ground as she should, because no one's health or human services should be compromised. Your zip code and the color of your skin should not dictate the level of services, empathy, or care that you will receive, government or otherwise. See, we got to talk about some stuff. We've been off this air for a minute, but we're back. Palms up. We're back. And we're going to mix and mingle until we shake these trees loose and we help these folks understand we're not having it. We've come to do the business. We came to do the partying. Because we like to party. We came to hold church on Sunday. We're talking about building well-balanced lives in atmospheres where there is no judgment. Everybody has a journey. You don't know what's waiting for you around the corner. You done messed around and went and got that shot, and now you need to sit yourself still and make sure you truly know what it is. See, it's time for us to look in our own backyards, guys, and look in that mirror and understand who we are, and then decide if you're going to be the type of human being that's going to care for another. We keep standing around complaining, waiting for other people to come and do something that we should be able to do for ourselves. And our children are watching. From D.C. to PG County to Virginia. Palms up. We have an issue in this town with how our governmental folks deal with the matters of mental health, socioeconomic, and healthcare disparities for people of low income and no income means. And it needs to stop. The reason why you're trying to keep us out is because you're getting your hands on that money. Y'all see these stories coming out in the paper. I'm not talking about nothing you don't already understand. The word on the street is that D.C. got a rat problem. Personally, I was standing at GW in the last week, and the rat then ran over my head, ran over my foot. Where they do that at? And went up in the emergency room. So I'm here to tell you, Ward 8 Southeast, if they ain't stopping them from running up into the GW hospital, I guess we ain't got nothing coming. Palms up. We got to.
Better ward, right?
Yeah, whatever. I'm sick of this better ward. It's no better than the people that's in office running it. It's where they're appropriating the money. But the bottom line is greed is greed. Corruption is corruption. Hey, Big Dip. How's it going? Boy, you say that too fast. You can really get some people excited. How's it going? I imagine that's why you named your name. How's it going? It's your girl. It's your girl. We back. Palms up.
Hey, Big Dip.
Guys, we just laying it down. We just laying it down. We back on this air. We missed you guys. We are bold enough to explain that we will be building a capital city emergency level 2 trauma and wellness center. That's right. That's right. Because we need centers and institutions that are going to address these issues that you hear us talking about. And the reason why we're so excited, we got so many partners that want to come to the platform. Oh my goodness. You guys stay patient with us out there. You stay patient with us. If your baby wants to play music, matter of fact, palms up to our beautiful partner in leadership, Big Dip on the line, owner and CEO of Halftime Graphics over there in Iverson Mall. Still, right? Is that going to be changing anytime soon that you know of, Mr. Dip? Not sure yet? Well, that's why you better get over to that Iverson Mall while you can. All things graphics, T-shirts, you name it. I know a wonderful gentleman over there, and he actually is one of our coalition partners. And all of our partners are down with helping to see our families and our children win. So if you're out there and you're watching us and you're hearing us tell you about all our relationships and partnerships, and you're out there and you're in need, you're out there and your baby doesn't have any exposure to positive understanding, you're out there and you're struggling with a challenged youth, a challenged young adult who won't take their medicine, won't go to their support group meetings, continues to act out, has your home in turmoil, and you don't reach out and ask for help, See, we come from a day where it took a village, and it worked for us, and there's no reason why it wouldn't work for your babies too. This is about everybody winning and figuring out our best quality of life. Guys, it's your girl, and I'm here with my beautiful partners for another beautiful week. We've been off the air for over 2 months, so you would imagine there's a lot going on. There's a lot to talk about. We are here in Prince George's County in our newly celebrated outreach offices, and that address is 4710 Off Place, off of Branch Avenue in Camp Springs, Maryland, and we're on the 3rd floor. We will be doing this podcast every Tuesday, live at 7, and we welcome you to come in. We've got space for you. Come on in and be our audience, and let's do this thing the way we know how to do it. Let's be the true representation of community, guys, as we rally around our community members to help save their lives. See, what many of you are passing judgment on is survival for many. They may not be able to have somewhere to wake up and wash themselves. They can smell good enough so that they don't offend you. They may not have a closet full of clothes or anywhere to put them. They're just trying to figure out where they're going to lay their head. Guys, it is the holiday season. You hear us say all the time that mental health matters. We need you guys to recognize that this is about us. Who's going to save us if not us? And if now is not the time, with so much gun violence and so much homelessness, then when will be the time? Hey, Pastor, I wanted to take this time today. It's Giving Tuesday, and I want to talk about some elephants in the room. The first elephant in the room is how silly it is for DC Housing
They call themselves.
to decide that they're going to shut down the hotel system as if the beds did something wrong to the people. I mean, let's just talk about it. I know those advocates was hot on your tail. They're supposed to be. That's their job. But that does not give you an excuse to mismanage human lives. So now you're not going to fund the hotel situations, the people on the street, because you had too many atrocities. Let me ask you something out there. If government didn't know how to run hospitals, then why would they know how to run the homeless and the housing situation? Maybe they need to just get out of the way of that. They're having such a hard time with it. I mean, what is it? Does government know how to deal with our homeless population and our housing circumstances? Or is it greed? Are we receiving enough money to take care of our people, but people in there being greedy, shutting out the community organizations and the activists, and then here you are on the front page of the paper, trying to name people to the head of a department or organization that's already been failing the people, that's already proven to be corrupt, misappropriating money for low-income housing families, only to find out that the head of housing is corrupt. Who put them there? Your mayor? Why are these people so popular for the wrong reasons? They're padding your pockets out there? What you being loyal to the wrong thing for? Go back and look in the history books. Community. And to my clergy community out there, palms up. We're waiting on you. And it's getting a little old. History has taught us that every time we've risen up as a people, our church community was not only at the table, but leading the charge. So where are you? Are you too busy sitting back in judgment while our people are perishing? Shame on you. Oh yeah, we're back. We're back in the saddle. All right, who's watching that kingdom out there, Overseer?
Well, it's given me an opportunity over the past couple of months since we've been kind of quiet to actually really go out into the community. And I don't want to put people in harm's way, but one area we were in a while back, and y'all pretty sure you know it, because a little after we had been there, they brought the cranes out. Matter of fact, one man was killed because he was in his tent. Our homeless community, it's real. Not looking on the TV, actually walking and talking with these people. And I want you to understand, everybody ain't out there dumb or anything. I have run into some that even though they're homeless, They're taking classes online to get their degrees. When I talk to some of them, I say, well, do you have a caseworker that's helping you along to get your health insurance and all that? Some of them say we haven't, but we haven't heard from them. Some of them said they did get the so-called vouchers, but they didn't give them no place to go. Some have been put someplace, and it's worse than when they were in the street. This weekend, I was just over in the K Street corridor, and the population is growing more and more and more, and there's no help out there. None. Y'all caseworkers, they're still getting paid by the government, and y'all not supposed to be face-to-face. Y'all can give these phones out and do what you need to do. We done gone automated now. You need to do something. There's no accountability with the contractors and the government. Everybody making money for themselves, but they're not giving it to the people. I just don't get it. I do have a problem with you shutting the hotels down, and there's nowhere for nobody to go, period. You call yourselves giving them sanitation, put the porta potties out there. Them are some of the most filthy, disgusting things on the street. Whoever contracted them, you need to go there on a daily basis and clean them, just like if the president was coming down and they were having a parade. You would make sure every so many hours that those porta potties was done. You want to stop some of this disease and stuff? Stop treating them as no, you ain't even treating them as second class. You treat them as fourth class. And then when we go talk about this health insurance, it ain't just the poor. It ain't just the ones that have no income. I'm talking about middle class, which is me. We don't get the services we need with the insurance that we have to pay for. Our medical system sucks. It's not about healing and helping people heal to deal with a better quality of life. I know sometimes some things we do to ourselves, but when does it stop? Your medical field needs to stop thinking about, well, if I can't get paid, I'm not going to do you a service. So in other words, you're telling people their life ain't worth nothing. This country ain't nothing but materialistic buttholes. I had a half a purple pill, so I ain't going to say. In 2022, I'm going to try to get a little better, but I'm pissed on the photo op pastors. I don't understand. During this COVID, all these mega churches we got around here, you ain't even having service. Now you kind of open up, but you still ain't having service. Why couldn't you come up with an initiative? Because some of y'all suckers, there I go with my mouth, got millions of dollars.
Sure did.
Millions of dollars. Why didn't you think about taking some of that money, restructuring part of your church that you wasn't using, and turn it into an empowerment center to kind of house? Because DC ain't just got homeless. We got homeless all up and down this area where we are in our PG office. And we don't have nearly the shelters that DC call themselves having. And speaking of which, these little hotline numbers that we got to call, half the time they don't answer them. And then I'm going to say it for PG County, you call a hotline, the people can't get the help as soon as you ask them. Well, do you have photo ID? Can you prove you was a DC resident? Can you prove why you homeless? Did you have a landlord, a letter or something to show your eviction? Yeah. But yet you say you hotline to help folks out. Y'all see people walking down the street. It's getting to be freezing now. Just think it could be you one day. It could be you one day. You one day. The way stuff going, getting raises don't mean nothing. When you check the grocery stores, I look at how much our food is costing us now. We're supposed to help one another, especially those that call themselves church, a church, because you got different religions, but all religions say they're supposed to help people and show love. Love is in action. We need that now. You want to know why stuff getting worse and worse? Because of selfishness. You come out when the press call and say, we going to have a press conference, we going to take pictures, or we giving free food. All of you will show up for that. But the real work is, are you willing to deny yourself? Are you willing to put your coat on? Are you willing to, just, even if it's a peanut butter sandwich? And some folks, yeah, they truly want to stay in the street because they feel safe. But what they want is somebody to just talk to them. Just talk to them as a person. Hear them out. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to, let's not say COVID, if it's your time to go, it's your time to go. And that's just how I look at it. We all got our opinions about this vaccine. Those who've been watching Palms, you walked me through my journey as I went through it. Well, I'm getting ready to take the boost, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of scared because I'm getting mixed reactions to it. But let's get real. Our society is a vaccinated society. For real. Even our food. That's why we're getting sick, because our food is grown with chemicals nowadays. Chemicals. Even the organic ain't organic no more,
but
okay?
let's talk about it, Pastor. I'm going to be real with you. Our food, it ain't our food. It's the grocery, the supermarket's food. We just what Push Black said. We don't get to complain and then go get in line to go to the same institutions and can't wait to stuff our dollars in their face fast enough. We can go farm. We can go and grow some veggies. We had grandparents that introduced us to that.
Yep.
We citified. We ain't with all of that. Everything is connected. Your health is your wealth. And the pandemic, if we didn't know it then, we know it now. And I want to touch on something you said, because you touched on a lot of wonderful points. And that's why, guys, who's watching that kingdom out there? Who's watching that kingdom? There's a lot of things going on. Everything great in your perfect little world? Wonderful. Because that's not the reality for too many. And it's time to get back to caring about people. Let's talk about this vaccination. I talked about the elephant in the room. DC said with the hospital situation, the $300 million hospital that they gave the keys to GW to run, said we listened to you. What'd you say, Miss Mayor Bowser? You said we listened to you. We heard what you said, DC. We're going to get out of the way and get out of the business of running hospitals. Is that really what you're going to do? You didn't just get out of the business of running hospitals. You left the black doctors hanging. Because GW wasn't going to do that deal if the black doctors if they would have stayed at the table. That's why we got to start talking out here. When they keep us divided, then we're not as knowledgeable as we could be. And when we're not as knowledgeable, then we can't start takeovers. And it's time for takeovers when our people have to suffer this long. Palms up. We don't need to see another young man or woman of color or anybody die unnecessarily. And if you haven't got it by now, my dear folks out there in blue with the badge, this is not an either or. It's not an option. Get some help if you don't like your job or if you're in environments that causes you to do more than what's necessary. We're not about having people lose their life. All the excuses have to stop. We all have to be accountable. And the reality is, you all are just as accountable to us in the community as we need to be to you all. Our children are watching. Now, the mayor said that they want to get out the business of running hospitals because they obviously were doing a bad job of it when all of the hospitals, you heard our dear Monique talk to us at the grand opening about how all these hospitals have closed one after the other. And we walking around in such poor health. And we keep voting these people in to make decisions that are impacting our lives. Guys, we have to take our power back. Who's watching the kingdom out there? Palms up. Right. All hands on deck. What you got, Pass?
And it ain't just D.C. We got a brand new hospital. Beautiful.
Well, hold on. I don't even want to go there yet because I want to stay in D.C. for a minute because we were making a point. But I do want to talk about that new facility because I want you to talk on that. Yeah, but guys, we're trying to make a point and draw the map for you. Yeah, it's easy to sit back and say, oh, they don't want to believe in, they don't go along. It's not about going along with people when your health and your livelihood are being jeopardized. Guys, we're in a pandemic. You ever been in a pandemic? I've never been in a pandemic. And what we forced ourselves to have to do, or what we found ourselves forced to do, is we had to sit and wait for someone else to dictate to us our living. And you're hearing a lot of different information out there, but they don't want you to listen to that. They only want you to listen to their information. I'm just saying it's very dangerous when we have to live our lives with government deciding every step. Now, Pastor's going to talk to you about the hospital situation here in PG County, but I just wanted to talk about something because I don't think it's okay, and I'm pointing this out because D.C., next family you see sleeping in the car, next family you see sleeping in the hallway, in the laundromats, next young man, young woman you see sleeping on the grates trying to get heat, the next homeless encampment that you walk past. I need you to get angry enough to ask your government, why would so many hotel beds sit empty? Why would so many churches stay closed up with wonderful heating systems and our people are still out here on the streets? They trained us to not care? Is that what you want us to believe? No, it's the holiday season. No, we're not having it. I need you to talk it up out there. They've been winning. They've been winning because we've been divided. Palms up. Guys, this is the platform where we talk about things that are affecting and impacting our community. We want you to live a better quality of life. And there's so many wonderful things that you can be doing. Now let's talk about it. If they're not going to run the hospitals because they've admitted they don't know how to, then they need to step back and get out of the housing business too, because they've been messing that up for far too long. But see, there's money involved. You know about it? All this federal property, all this federal housing and federal subsidy, and all of our wonderful subsidized citizens living with rats, bugs, mold, no heat. Really? Yeah, we got a call from Woodbury. No heat. I will be at that property manager's office tomorrow delivering the letter from the newly formed tenant association. Our people will organize. We will push back against these negative energies coming into this town and got us living like third world. Pastor was beginning to talk to you about the hospital over here in PG County, but I wanted to talk about D.C. before we came across this border because we started this conversation in D.C. And I need D.C. to know that just because we're in PG County, you're not off the hook. We just widen our ray because our people need to be touched. They need to know we're out here. But the truth of the matter is we're building that trauma center 2023, and the purpose of building the trauma center is so that not another body has to sleep in the street. There should be a place 24/7 where people can be able to affect, and we should be able to provide case management and figure out where we're going to place them. We have enough money in this town to do that. You see that beautiful bridge? See all that money she spent on those arches going over the South Capitol? We can house some people. We can get them off the street. And you need to stop using those cranes to do so. What's your guy name? What's the guy? Turnage? Wayne Turnage? Is that the right name? Talking about something. They moving the people off the street. Because, the guy over there at the health department. They moving the people because they got a program for them. Always talking about a program. Well, who's the oversight on that program? Because your checks and balances are not adding up. And I was going on to say that it makes no sense that you would get out of the hospital business seeing that you've messed up. Or was that just a cop-out so you could pass the keys and the money to massa? Because that's what we do. We poop on our own and we tap dance for everybody else. Enough is enough. This shot, let's talk about it. I'm going to say it, get it out of my system, and then we're going to move on. I support each and every one of you all's decision to do what you need to do for yourself, and that is your own personal decision. You don't have to share that with anybody, but you do have to be responsible. You do have to be safe, and you do have to be accountable to everybody's health around you. That's what being responsible is about. But I want you to know something. As I sit here and talk to you, I sit here with a heavy heart. I got 3 family members going through right now. 3. And the challenge for me is that you are not going to have me to believe that something about this vaccination process has not warranted the onset of these health conditions. Now, what am I saying? Of course, you made the decision to get vaccinated because you needed to protect yourself. But you can't keep eating the same foods. My God, they just put something in your body. You don't know what it is. You don't know. You know what they told you. And we watch these people leave here day in and day out, and we stay with the same habits. You see, insanity is to do the same thing expecting different results. If you know that you're on that line and you got to build up a mucus, weight, which I talk about during my work, it's not cute. But better than it not being cute, it's not healthy. And this is not yesterday. And we are creatures of habit. We got a lot of conversation, a lot of opinion, but I need you to pick the mirrors up and take a look at what you see. Because they done just pumped us up with this stuff. We don't know what it is. But I dedicate this show tonight to all my beautiful family members who 60 days ago, these weren't their conversations. And I'm not exaggerating. And beyond that, they represent every generation, different generational family members in the hospital. Now, I don't know, because I can't know. Because I don't know what they're telling us to put in our bodies, and we're depending on them to be truthful. You chew on that for a minute. Is that how we're going to go out of here? Depending on them to be truthful? That's it? We're going to keep on stuffing all that other garbage in our veins, knowing that we don't have full control over our health. Guys, the definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. And I'm talking to you out there. We're in a pandemic. Make an adjustment so that your babies will know what to do. We cannot live how we lived yesterday. People are dying. You have to change something about your living. We keep running to these emergency rooms, these hospitals, these half responsible programming, expecting them to save our lives, and we haven't done anything different for ourselves. Because this is not about us. They don't go to work trying to figure out how do we save that community of black people. Let's be real. If they're going to care about us, we're going to have to make them care about us. And the way we do that is we take responsibility for that which we can control. Stop waking up and putting your babies through the same routine, feeding them that garbage, and it's making your household sick. I know you're hungry out there, but you don't have to live in desperation when you got resources out here telling you to reach out. Stop being so proud that you're killing yourself. Palms up. Yeah, who's watching that kingdom out there, guys? We're back. We're back in the saddle. We weren't playing when we said we was building a trauma center. We wasn't looking for popularity. We wasn't waiting for you to tell us it was okay. We had seen enough suffering. Come on to this conversation, Pastor Koji. We're going to talk to us about this hospital.
Yeah, about Prince George's. Received a call from a family who mother ended up having to go to the emergency room. Had fluid on her lungs and on her heart. And they kept sending her back and forth between the emergency room and the observation room. Emergency room, observation room for about 4 days. On the 5th day, they sent her upstairs on the floor, and 6 hours later, they discharged her, and she still had the same problem. There's something wrong with that picture.
Absolutely.
Something wrong. That fluid on the lungs and heart
and you
can
know
cause
what?
death.
This ain't the first time I'm hearing that. And with with my family members, I'm understanding that they're figuring some stuff out as it relates to, like you said, just something ain't wrong with this picture. But guys, I'm telling you, take your wake-up calls, do something different, teach our babies something different. The plan is to live, to survive, to raise your standard and your quality of life. And you need help with that, because economically many of us are challenged.
And we got to learn to do it ourselves too.
Of course we got to become empowered. Come on to the conversation, Mr. Uncut. I'm sorry, guys. We've been gone for a minute, so we're a little unorthodox. But anything that's unorthodox, that's where you're going to find us. We don't believe in frou-frou and all of that bouginess and all of that, status quo and keeping up. Ain't nobody got time for that, because none of that ain't supposed to mean nothing when people are in the street dying and starving. Come on, kid, come to the conversation. What you got for us? Come on back, Mr.
So,
Apologetic.
to sum everything that you said, no matter what side of the border that you're on, we're still dealing with the pandemic of being dismissive, uncaring, and lack of showing love. Regardless of all, I've been saying it from the beginning. We got a vaccination, but we need a vaccination of having heart.
You know what I think we should start doing? I think that we need to start. We're in an election season, right? And we get so frustrated because, see, we're nonprofit, and that government, that systematic setup again. Oh, nonprofits can't be and contribute to political campaign. Well, we don't want to, because if they need our contributions to make it, then they ain't gonna make it. Because we out here trying to use our dollars for the people. And nobody out here for corruption. But see, when our people are disconnected from understanding that voting dictates who's going to sit in that office, and that's somebody that doesn't have empathy or have their best interests at heart, they just wasted their vote. Come on now, we got to talk about it. Tell me that I can't help get my people educated, hold my people accountable for understanding what it's going to take to help change their life conditions. We can't get them empowered if we don't educate them. And what my big brother Ken just said here. And yeah, I said big brother, because he's wearing and walking in some big shoes. Did you see those interviews he's been doing lately? He's been holding the fort out here, PG County. You can mess with him if you want. He's not out there without help. We're ready to talk business, PG County. We're ready to talk business, DC. Too many of our people are out here in these streets, and we're coming for you. And we're not taking no for an answer. Yeah. It's not an option. Failure is just not an option, and forward we march, because we're in a pandemic. Too many of our people are suffering, and they're calling us. They're reaching out, and one by one, we're going to help them figure it out and graduate them to situations of higher standards of living. We got to get out of this pandemic first. Palms up. Guys, you got to do something different if you want something different. We started this conversation right there. The Healthy DCME Leadership Coalition is as committed as ever, and we're doubling down on the reality that this trauma center model that we're building in the nation's capital will probably end up being the blueprint in every urban area where we have dismissive governmental and elected public officials who are grieved and watching our families and our communities perish. We will have institutions that will take care of our types of issues. And we will have culturally appropriate medical professionals to help us navigate that. So we don't care about a $300 million hospital east of that river when we know you still need a trauma center, when we know you still ain't got nowhere for our homeless population to go, when we know you still watching these rats run around in these people's livelihood. No, we're not going to do this that way. We're going to do this taking care of the people, understanding that the God that we serve is in charge. Guys, if you're out there and you like this messaging and you want to be a part of the work we're doing, we invite you. The door is open. But if you want to come through that door, you're going to need to be accountable to the community and to the work that's already being done. As my dear right hand always says, if you ain't trying to help, get that F out of the way. And you know she said that word that she said when she take them purple pills. So you know what I'm talking about. And I second her. Palms up. Get out the way if you ain't going to help. We in this to win this. The Healthy DMV Leadership Coalition invites you to help us as we step into administering our ALARM and our DRIP program. ALARM and DRIP help us to kind of, put a whole bunch of words together to help you know that we're behind the scenes doing a lot of stuff, because we got a lot of people coming to the table to help deliver our people. But the reality is that our ALARM program is just our Adult Leadership Academy, and it also is our advocacy and restoration mental health programming. And what that means is that we meet them where they are. They come through this door. Some folks need one-on-one. We even still provide Zoom trainings, Zoom sessions. So you don't necessarily have to come in person if you're still feeling some kind of way. Hey, Big Dip, come on to the conversation. I'm sorry, I'm just talking. That's our adult program, our ALARM program. I'm going to pause for a minute because Mr. Big Dip is a perfect representation of our partnerships and why we're so powerful. Many of our youth and our young adults are frustrated, and they're just not on the right path. They don't have the right people in front of them, and for everybody, it takes something different. And what we did was we brought our partners to the table, people that we knew that is real in these streets, people that we know that don't run first sign of trouble, people that we know believe in taking care of community. And it's brothers like Big Dip on this line that as busy as he is, he comes and supports this coalition, and he understands the importance of getting messaging in front of our young adults. And that's why we asked him to be at the table, because we don't know what you guys are going to need when you hit that door, but we do know that you do need comprehensive resourcing, and you need to know that we get it. You need to be able to be delivered to a safe environment. Ann talked about folks wanting to stay on the street. There's only one reason for that, and that's lack of trust.
Yeah.
I come from sales. When they trust you, they're buying it. It's simple as that. And it's a dangerous thing to use that kind of power for bad or to take advantage of people. And that's why the coalition is out here, because we know better, and when you know better, you're supposed to do better. So we some soldiers out here, Big Dip. Talk to us. We ain't talked to you in a minute. Give us a word. What you know good. What's your contribution this week, sir? Yeah, you know. I heard that. And what we doing? That's the question right there. That's what we doing. That's a wonderful question. Hey, we got a couple of feeds coming through. We got our TV up, and so we look like we need to make some adjustments on these speakers. But I know that the main feed, you guys will be able to hear our beautiful guest, Mr. Dip. But I want you to know that Mr. Dip was talking some real stuff. He said, yeah, you feel like you got to build an ark and save all the people is what he was just saying. He said he don't understand it. They gave us a little bit extra coins, so we get some crab legs out there, he said. Use those food stamps, got us a couple of beers. You know, we good. Everybody chilling. Yeah, but you know that's about something else too, and that's why you make a very valid point. What Big Dip is saying, he's saying that they're out there, the folks that are out there trying to help you. And I just did a series on this about humbling yourself. You can't get the help you need because you won't humble. And that's important. That's important. When people that look like you, that come from where you come from, that can relate to what you're going through, and you still don't humble yourself to receive the help, now you got to look in the mirror and ask yourself what it is. And so this is some of the work that we're going to be doing. And hey, Big Dip, I want to go on the record right now, and I'd like to get you out here. We got some brothers that's going to come down and join the platform from Baltimore, and that is your speed. And we want to get these kind of good conversations going up here in the outreach center so that folks can start finding their way here, because too many people are in need, and they think we don't get it. They think we just fell out the sky and all of a sudden we put it together. But I'd love to get your conversation here. Good. Right. Right.
So those who got the ear and want it, I'll spend my time giving it to those who want to be saved.
Perfect.
You know, we're trying to build an ark for people who don't want to get up there. But like they said, when Noah built the ark, they thought it was crazy.
Always.
They don't need that till that water came.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Next year, if you don't know, you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
Next year, the water get ready.
What I'm about to say, here come the flood. I heard some. Yeah, and they got them in a box, and boy, we could just do a whole nother show, and I won't. Hey Facebook, it's your girl. It's your girl. Well, you know what? I want you, if you can't do next week, the 14th. I want you to put the 14th on your calendar. Is the date we're shooting for, 14th or the 21st, and I'll come back and confirm that. Hey guys, it's your girl. We are back for another week, another show. We're talking to our beautiful coalition leader and partner and beautiful supporter to the platform, Big Dip. If you don't know about him, you need to get over there to Iverson Mall while you still can. He's the CEO and head honcho of the Halftime Graphics, and he is going to help you with all of your graphic matters, whether it's commercial, business oriented in terms of your lettering, or if it's just t-shirts, understanding. Get over there and support our own. It's Giving Tuesday. I hope you're out there supporting us, guys. We're doing this work, and that's why we're hosting this conversation today, because we want you guys to know we're doing the work. And we are such a people that don't ever want to give our dollar to our own, because we've been burned. We get it. Trust is hard. But you know we're doing this work. And so now we need to hold you accountable for supporting us. Some people do the volunteering. Some people come out and roll their sleeves up. And some people finance the mission. It's just that serious. Go back and look in the history books. What you got?
Why don't some of the people out here that got $5,000 and $6,000 worth of food stamps? That was given to you. You know you can come out here and get some of the food stamps some people need. That ain't in your cash.
You know you schooling me, right?
Food stamps on people right now.
Hey, you schooling me. He talked about the $5,000 and $6,000. I didn't even know it was an option to get that much in food stamps.
I thought they were lying about it too, till I now see it. Lady got 2 kids, they get $4,000, $5,000 worth of food.
But you gotta know that's a setup. You gotta know that's a setup. They just don't want you to do nothing. Just sit there. Don't ask us no questions. Just be content until your number come up. Because I saw something about population control that scared the bejesus out of me. I'm just saying. I ain't spreading those conspiracy theories, but I like to read. We're gonna talk about it.
But you got that much they can give back. Plenty of people out here can use some food stamps, because you know y'all still in the hood. You only got a refrigerator and a freezer. You can't put it in there.
Stop playing. You know they ain't keeping all them food stamps. You know they selling them. Let's stop playing. We real on this platform. You know what they doing, and I don't even know why the government put that many food stamps in somebody's hand without holding them accountable.
You can't sell them no more, because the people even the homeless people tell you, oh, I got you. Everybody got them now.
Everybody ain't got them. I promise you. It's still a hot ticket item, but we ain't out here. Snitches. What? Snitches get stitches. Palms up. With our old self. We ain't out here in these streets now. We just talking about some real stuff. We just talking about it, guys. We want you to know when you come up in this outreach center, we got some real partners here. We can talk about anything you want to talk about, but we will hold you accountable for your behavior and for the choices you're making, because we're trying to bring you up out of the cycle. You trying to stay up in that cycle? You don't want any help? Okay, this ain't for you. But if you trying to come up out of that cycle, you want a warm bed, and you want a roof over your head, and you want to be able to eat, take care of your family. I'm sorry, guys. We'll have to put some water on the set.
Yeah.
I want you to know that we are your team. In the meantime, you heard me talk about the Adult Leadership Academy, Advocacy and Restoration Mental Health Programming that we just started up. We also have our DRIP, Our Dreams Are Real internship program. It is our commitment, and it always has been, and my Mother's Keepers commitment, which is the agency that I started, and we all came together to form the Healthy DC and Me Coalition, because we realized that we each had talents and services that could help a family, and if we came together from start to finish, we could really start to impact some families' lives. And so with that said, our Dreams Are Real internship program was designed to be able to, it's okay, Charles, we get ready to shut the show down. The Dreams Are Real internship program was designed to make sure that every life that we touch has the ability to be graduated to a higher education understanding, whether it's scholarship, apprenticeship, contracting. Everybody can do something. We want you guys to be in sustainable situations so that whatever your reality is now, that you will not be here again. We're not just out here talking about it, we're going to be about it. I am insurance company owner. There's many things that I could be doing. Dr. Coles, overseer Ann Coles, could be doing other things, but she chooses to do this. Kenneth Clark, he could be running for office if he chose to.
Yeah.
As dedicated and motivated as he is. But he chooses.
At home watching TV,
I'm just saying, keeping it 100. And we can't talk about it in our platform. Where we're gonna talk about this kind of stuff, guys. It's a new day. It's a new day. You done got yourself all pumped up with what the government said you need. You better get a new plan. You cannot keep putting that crap in your body because you have no idea what they done already told you to put in your body. So you got to do something different, and you got to take your power back out there. Palms up. We missed you guys. We missed you guys so much. We are back. We are back in the saddle. Who's watching that kingdom out there? It's your girl, and we're back. We want you to know that mental health matters, and it always has. Guys, it's time to do the work out there. It's the holiday season. Somebody's out there not feeling some kind of way. Somebody needs some help. Our family members, our community members are sick, guys. We got to start talking it up out there. We got to start caring about each other. One by one, we're saving some lives. We got a trauma center to build, so let's go. Next week, I want you to tune into the show. I want you to start reminding yourself to tune into the show because we need your support. We're doing this together. We want you there when we cut that ribbon on that center. And we want you to understand that we're doing a toy drive on December the 16th. Everything we do is to raise the awareness, to bring new partners into our space so that we can get the business done. The more, the merrier. So come on out, support. You saw our grand opening and you missed it, no problem. Come on out to the next affair, December the 16th. Last week we had Ryan. Shout out to Ryan downstairs. That's right. Boy, the hour's gone fast. Shout out to Ryan down at Corey's Modern Kitchen and Bar down here at 4710 Off Place. Shout out. They tell me they do wonderful Brussels sprouts, a great Cajun salmon. Come on over here and show Ryan some love and some support. He also goes by Corey, and he is going to bless us with the space so that we can be able to come in and support the VIP reception for our upcoming toy drive. Hey guys, I believe the Eventbrite is being worked on as we speak. The flyers will be flooding our news feed shortly. And I ask you on this Giving Tuesday, find it in your heart to support this mission. Stop making excuses and stop being that black person that you know you've been being. This work is real out here. People need help. You spend more money on your nails and other things. $20, $30, $40, $50 not going to hurt you. If you're really feeling like you want to be a hero, woo, pull out that 100, why don't you? Come on, guys, and support the cause because we're out here. We're back watching the kingdom. We're in the saddle, palms up. We're going to be coming to you every week at 7 p.m. I'm going to open the platform up. If you got a business out there, something a message that you'd like to get out, please reach out to us. This is a community atmosphere, community platform. We want you guys to have opportunities so that you can grow and win. But please don't reach out unless you plan on helping the cause overall. Okay, we're going to do this together. Palms up. We appreciate you out there. Next week, we're going to have some beautiful souls to the platform to talk about the comedy drive. We're going to have the comedians. That's right. We got more comedians coming. So, guys, please stay tuned. Please support. The websites are healthydcandme.org, capitalcityemergency.org, mimotherskeeper.com. It's your girl. It's your girl. Hey, Ken, you got anything you want to say before we get out of here?
On that Hope of Life project, we have something going on where last year where we adopted the shelter in Charles County.
Okay.
We have that project.
Awesome.
Go on to the Uncut Live page. You'll see some of the items and stuff that we're asking for them to be donated.
Donated. Okay. Awesome. So what's the Uncut Live page on Facebook?
Yes.
Okay, great. Is there a phone number they can call yet, or you rather they come to the page?
You can contact at 202-805-2651.
Awesome. And dear Overseer Coles, I would be remiss the day before National AIDS Day if I did not ask you to help us understand what's on the horizon for our beautiful community members.
What's up on the horizon is we will soon be having, whether you can come in on Zoom or in person, we will be having our HIV support group. We need to break the stigma on that disease.
Yes.
We don't know how people got it. We know we just need to love on each other, be there for each other, and help each other out. So please stay tuned. The HIV support group is coming your way.
Amen. Hey guys, we're not talking about it. We're going to be about it. Whatever you need, if you speak up, we're going to try to find a way to help you find it and figure it out. It's your girl. Palms up out there. We're running about 4 or 5 minutes off, but you can oblige us, right? We hadn't been back in a while. Guys, we appreciate you out there. Thank you all in advance for your beautiful donations. Thank you for all the love and support and donations that have already poured in. Guys, we're going to do this together week by week. We'd love to hear from you. Send us a message. Let us know you're out there. Stop by the center, 4710 Off Place, Camp Springs, Maryland. We're on the 3rd floor. Palms up out there. Who's watching that Kingdom? It's your girl. We're back. We'll see you next Tuesday at 7. Talk to you soon. Take care of one another. And remember, definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. Let's get healthy out there. Hey, Big Dip, we appreciate you. It was such a wonderful surprise. Put that 14th on your calendar. We want to see you in person. All right, we appreciate you. And with that, we out. God bless you guys. Palms up.